It's time now for the Athlete of the Week, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center here on Mid-Minnesota Sports. And with us today is a Melrose athlete. This is Maddie Duffner. Maddie, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. All right. We like to start out with your family. Who's in your family? Your mom and dad, and then all the M's, right?
Yeah, so my parents are Randy and Hallie, and I have two younger brothers, Mitchell and Marshall.
Okay, and you're Maddie. So
Yeah.
everybody's an M. Now, is there a story behind that?
Well, for a while it was just like my mom's M&M, like me and Mitchell, and then Marshall came and just kept it going.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least it's a better story than what Regan and Rowan had for me. They just said, no, it's just Regan and Rowan.
Yeah.
So, okay. What other activities are you involved in here at school?
So I'm in volleyball, basketball, and NHS.
All right. NHS, what is that?
National Honor Society.
Oh.
So like we try to volunteer like once a month, and we do like blood drives, and like this past month we've been getting food for the food shelf for Christmas.
Okay. All right. How's that been going?
I think it's pretty successful.
Yeah. All right. Is that a type of a thing that you're just volunteering? When did you start doing that?
So I started last year. So I joined end of sophomore year and have been doing it ever since, really.
Mm-hmm. All right. What kind of subjects are you interested in school?
I really like psychology and sociology.
Wow. And what is that all about? Because that's over my head. Okay.
I don't know. I just like learning about like how people are and why they do the things they do.
Okay. Is it because of a certain teacher, maybe?
Yeah. I really like Mr. Laris and Mr. Dusha. I don't know. They're really good teachers.
Yeah. Well, I know Coach Dusha pretty well too. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the sports that you're in. And let me start out this way, okay? You were the only senior on the basketball team this year.
Yeah.
Right? How did that work out?
So there was a lot of girls in middle school that joined, and eventually they all just like stopped playing in high school. So I was only freshman, but then like 8th grade there was like 15 girls. So
I want you to describe too, because here's what I think when I see you play and just watch you grow up as an athlete. You seem to be a really good teammate. Would you say that true?
I get told that a lot, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Can you describe then, what does it take to be a good teammate? What do you do?
Well, first of all, like I always like encourage girls like on the court, and like if I notice somebody's having a bad day, like even in school, I'll go up to them and like ask them what's going on and just like talk to them about whatever. So it like we become really comfortable with each other, I think.
Do you think to become here's another word that I hear the coaches use a lot, they're looking for leaders, okay? Mm-hmm. Would you describe yourself as a good leader?
Oh yeah, I try to be.
All right, and you can lead in different ways, right?
Yep.
It's not always just talking, or maybe it's just the way you act, or again, how would you describe that?
Yeah, so I don't know. I just like being a leader, I guess. I don't know, like helping girls on the court and like everything else. Say
for example, I want to point out two teammates of yours. You've got Micaiah Littmer and you've got Ashley Rademacher, okay?
Yep.
How are their personalities different?
Micaiah's a little bit more relaxed, and like she like is a thinker and takes her time and like not very talkative. And Ashley's like a really big communicator for the team, and she's always like all over the place, and they just have two completely different styles of playing. Because
the reason I bring it up, there's an example of you can lead in different ways. Mm-hmm. So how do they do it as you're playing?
Micaiah is more like of a leader by example. She like kind of is really quiet and like shows girls of what they need to do. Ashley's more of like the outgoing one, like encouraging. She just always talking to people, and I don't know, really good players.
I want to talk to you about volleyball first of all, then we'll talk basketball, okay? You as a volleyball player, how have you seen yourself improve, and in what ways, and how did you get to become a better volleyball player by the time you're a senior?
So I was like really quiet growing up, and all the coaches in my years told me you need to become more vocal, all this stuff. So that has been my goal over the past couple of years, is to start talking and I don't know, just have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Because now you're listed at what, 5'9"?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you that?
5'8", 5'9".
Okay, yeah. All right. And well, obviously you're not 6 feet tall or even 5'11", mm-hmm. And so now when you go up to hit the ball, and you played a lot more right side this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How was that transition for you, and what did you try to do as a right side hitter?
So I would like try being more smart with the ball this year. So I was pretty much on my team known for like hitting line because I was able to do that very well. So yeah, I was just like always looking where people were on defense and trying to hit the open spots.
Because that's not easy to do off that right side, is it?
No, it's kind of a weird set for the ball.
Yeah, so when the ball is coming, how did you take me through a hit then? When it's, say, Kai is over here setting you and the ball comes across, what is that all about?
Well, I kind of just try to like get to it and like put it in a corner. Not necessarily hit as hard as I can if it's not right on target, but just try to score off of my placement.
Do you find then too, a lot of players, maybe they don't like the right side? Is that because it's a little more difficult?
Well, yeah, and normally like middles and outsides are known for their power, and right sides don't really get that much like kudos to them because it's just more of like a mental position.
13-11, Melrose down 2, serving now for the Lady Dutchman. Kai Littmer lines it across. Steffel digs for Bold. They work it back up. Trongard will hit through. Dug out though by Greta Klophockey. Here comes Weekman, had it back up. Rolled it back over to Bold. On the hit, now it's up near the net. Maddie Duffner will hit it down and good. The ball came across and Maddie Duffner had to time that one perfectly, and she did.
Now, on the basketball team too, you're more or less a post player, right?
Yep.
And now you're seeing some of these, you could take some of these other girls, Diamond from Sauk Center, 6'2", okay? Ricard from Benson is what, 6'1".
Yeah.
And you've got those Bold girls. And so when you have somebody that's much taller than you, what are you trying to do against them? Say you're guarding them, what are you doing defensively?
Well, I'm like pretty like strong in the post, so I like try to like push them out of the post so they can't really get an easy turn and post up on me.
So against the zone, Littmer has had 3 threes. Now a little different zone look. Rademacher down low. Duffner got to the ball. She scores. A basket for Maddie Duffner.
It's all about just being a good role player too, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to volleyball with your coach. Did you talk about what she would expect you to do out there?
Yeah, I kind of like always put my input in, and I don't know. She liked it sometimes, but didn't like it other times, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay, and so how about with Coach Reller for basketball then too? Do you communicate with that too?
Yeah, well, I was a captain for both teams, so I'm like constantly meeting with them and talking about what we need to work on and all this other stuff that's going on.
When you talk about other things that are going on, I have discovered that every team, no matter what the sport, no matter what the year, there's always something, right? There's some issue. And not to be specific, but when the drama comes up, how do you then as a captain try to handle that?
Well, I'll like talk to the girls about it and like say you need to resolve this. It's like showing on the court that something's wrong. So normally I just like talk to them or like have them both come talk to me together to like figure things out.
And does it work? Maybe sometimes?
Most of the time, yeah. But it's like a time thing. Like it depends.
Things change as you get older, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because again, back when you were in junior high, it seems like everybody's playing and everybody's having fun. But how do things change then as you get older?
It's a lot more competitive. You have to fight for your spots. Where middle school is a lot more like everybody can play, see where everybody's at.
Because again, playing volleyball and basketball, and again, since now you're the only senior playing basketball, what would you say to some of the younger athletes? Because I know they're watching and they watch you play, to encourage them to participate as much as they can.
Yeah, I think it's just really fun, like being with your team all the time and making those connections. And yeah, just go for it.
This is another thing that I just observe with your teammates. Y'all get along pretty well, don't you?
Yeah. Especially like the older ones, like juniors and seniors seem to like bond really well.
So as you're going through volleyball and now basketball, maybe it's a little different group, but who do you hang out with and what do you do for fun?
Well, I hang out with a lot of my teammates, so like Micaiah, Ashley, Kinsey, those are like my basketball, like Ashley Rev. And then like for volleyball, it's Kiana Brooklyn. But then I have some friends outside of those sports, which is like Hannah Wakeman, Carly Feldward, Savannah Bitts, Julia Welly. I have a wide variety of people.
It seems to me too, or tell me, how's the school spirit here at Melrose?
I think it's good because like you can like get along with anybody just by like talking to them, and everybody knows everybody, so it's really personal. Yeah.
Because I see too that say the boys are playing, you know, everybody's there, right?
Yeah, all the time.
And the football team when they're playing,
Yeah.
you guys are there.
They seem to put on a show.
But then too, even when the girls are playing too, those guys show up, don't
Yeah, it's cool to have their support.
they? All right, really good. So now that you're a senior, what's the future look like?
So I'm planning on going to UMD next year, University of Minnesota Duluth,
Okay.
and I'm majoring in criminology.
Is that right? Now, how did you first of all decide on that school and that field?
Well, I toured it this summer with my friend, and I don't know, I just really liked it, and it just has a really good program, and yeah.
Now, are there other Melrose kids going there?
Yeah, I have some friends that are going there, like Gabe Ellering, I know is going there. I don't know very many people, but yeah.
Because it's a hike over there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. You know, I did want to touch on, too, another thing. I should have brought it up when you mentioned mom and dad. How would you describe with their support and how important that is for not only you, but for all parents and all families to get involved?
Yeah, they're really good supporters for me. They always try to make every game, but it's hard with my younger brother in basketball. But I always tell them, you don't have to come tonight, and they're always like, no, we're going to be there. We have to support you. It's your last year. I don't know. It's just, I love having my parents' support through everything I do.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us here today. And again, I will say I've been watching you for years and just how you've improved and grown as an athlete and just a person, too, as a leader as well.
Thank you.
Okay, real good. That's been Maddie Duffner with us here on Mid-Minnesota Sports, and that is the Athlete of the Week, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point in Sauk Center.